Hello, welcome to my 1001 movie series. This is the third film I'm watching for this series, and I've been putting off making this video because I've not felt inspired to make this review. I watched this movie, I believe, at least a week ago, maybe a little bit more, and I'm just not happy to talk about it because it wasn't like I hated it enough to like really get pleasure out of railing on it, and it wasn't where I liked it enough to really talk about how much I loved it and rant about it. So it was kind of a in between kind of reception to the film, and so I'm not very excited to make this video, but I do need to get it out so I can move on to other films in the book. I've been watching a lot of TV shows, trying not to watch things out of this book until I can get this review up, and so happy to finally get this up so that I can go back to watching films out of the book. I try not to watch more than 2 at one time, that way they're kind of really fresh on my mind. And so, okay. Airplane. I'm trying to figure out how to tackle this. Okay, Airplane is a movie that was released in 1980. It had 3 directors. I've never seen a comedy film with 3 directors, so I found that very interesting. Sort of a slapstick humor. I feel like Mel Brooks in the 80s did this better. In the 70s and the 80s. Did it better, but they suffer from the same problem. The movies. They are both products of their time. Their jokes are very 70s and 80s. And I think I'm kind of an old soul, so I got a lot of the references, but I think some people of my age or younger might have a hard time getting some of the references, kind of like in Spaceballs, and Rick Moranis, his character is like, dot matrix, get in here, which is funny, but I don't know how many people my age know what a dot matrix printer is, so that's kind of my thought process, and that kind of summarized how I feel about the humor. It's very, very of its decade. And so, which is not necessarily a bad thing, and I don't hold anything against the film for that, but I don't think it holds up well, and I know it wasn't their intent to probably hold up well. I think it was really for its time, but it is a critique that I have, just kind of to mention that it doesn't. This film takes place in an airplane. Very, very self-explanatory in that way. That you have a kind of a rogue pilot who wants to get back with his flight attendant ex-girlfriend. So she gets, she's working, he sneaks on the plane, or he buys a ticket. No, he buys a ticket, but without her knowledge. So he's sneaking in the way of she not knowing that he's on the plane. But he buys a ticket, gets on the plane, the last minute, and people have food poisoning. It's just a mess on this plane. And the whole movie basically starts off the airport, it ends at the airport, but 90% of the film is in the airplane. And basically, you have to land the plane safely, the premises, and everybody on the plane is trying to figure out who's going to drive it. We need this person to come fly it. We need this person to come fly it. While he's thinking back on the relationship, so there's flashbacks from the relationship. And it's a very simple plot, very simple movie. Not offensive anyway, not offensive in a bad way, not offensive in a good way, just very middle of the road. Which is sort of my least favorite kind of movie. I really like for a movie to be really great or really bad. I don't like a lot of in between. It leaves me uninspired. So, he's trying to win back his ex-girlfriend. You're seeing flashbacks. I will say there was a few funny parts in this film where I kind of laughed out loud. And that was, he's telling the story to the lady, the older lady sitting beside him in the plane, and it's going on forever, and we're sitting in this moment for so long, and I'm waiting for it to be over because I'm bored to tears during this flashback sequence, and there's some sort of dance in this like club, and he's just talking about it, and the dance scene is just going on forever and forever. And it might have been like 3 minutes, but it felt like 30 because I was not really enjoying the film that much. And then you flash back to him, like back to present day, and you see that there's just feet hanging where like the lady This is so funny to me. The lady had hung herself listening to his story. It was so funny. You just see these two little feet hanging on the airplane. But that was just the funniest thing to me. And, another time a samurai guy stabs himself in the stomach with his sword. And then you see this Middle Eastern man light himself on fire on accident. Like he's gonna commit suicide. He's gonna pour gasoline on himself and light the match on him. And he basically pours the gasoline on his head. And then the lady's like, we need you to help come find the plane. To the Middle Eastern guy. And he goes, oh, okay. But he had already struck the match and it fell. So he killed himself on accident. It was so funny. Those are like the three funniest. Also, there's like a quick pan of like, you see like one part of the play, there's like a nun. And she's holding a magazine that says A Boy's Life. And then you go like a few seats up and kind of over to the side, and you see a little boy, and he's got a magazine, and it's like a nun surfing, and it says The Nun's Life. And that was very comical to me. So overall, I didn't find much funny with this film, but those were some standout moments. I don't think it's a movie you should see before you die, and I don't really recommend it. But if you see it, I don't think you'll have a really bad time with it.